Oh, well, I have a clip here that I wanted to react to, and, well, here we are. The bubble is finally bursting, by Asmongold clips. I think this is once again a wonderful and nice dating clip, so I'm very excited to look at this and, see women that, can't find a partner because they made bad decision, cry. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. Every little bit of support counts and matters. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. Anything matters. You clicking matters. You liking matters. You subscribing matters. Everything matters. We'll go in. I am incredibly curious what this, because like I just saw the first few things, so I'm curious where this goes, and we'll just look at it. We'll just look at it.
What is this here? Single era crash out.
You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build
25. Hey, I'm 25. Luckily, I don't have this problem. Huh.
a fucking roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want to do. I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like.
Then don't have a roster. It is really simple. See, the smart way to do the way to do this, if you don't want a roster, just like she's not unattractive, right? Look at her. She's not unattractive. Like, right? Average woman. Right? Totally fine. Right? Average white girl. No problem. You don't have to participate. You know that, right? You don't have to participate. I don't participate either. I focus on one woman at a time, and that's my woman. Either until things develop differently, or she just stays mine. It's that simple. It's that simple. See, I'm gonna say this. People don't want to hear it. You have to be at the right places to find the person that you want. Spoiler alert: you're not gonna find a particularly low body count, faithful wife on Tinder or in a bar or in a club, right? On a party. That's not happening. Spoiler alert, that's not happening. For the women as well, that is not happening. You have to be at the right places. You want a certain, right? Not caliber, but a certain type of man with certain personality qualities, right? You're not gonna find particular ones at a party. Spoiler alert. I know, scary, I know, but yeah, that's the reality of things. A lot of people just have a hard time because they look also at the wrong place, right? I'm not gonna deny it, right? The dating market is fucked, right? Totally. I think both men and women are incredibly delusional. Women more so than men, significantly more, right? I think just men project, or like not project, but like they see what they see in corn, and then they find regular women not that attractive, just like normal women. But that's about it, right? I think corn screwed men's brains up, scrambled. We need to fix that. That is something that we need to work on because the average lady does not look like a corn actress. Let's not delude ourselves. Let's not be delusional, right? Let's not be delusional. I think we have a problem, and that needs to be addressed and fixed, because that is the case, right? For women, it's a different problem, right? They see all the stuff on social media. They get bombarded by Instagram and like all this, like these women living all these like crazy lifestyles, and now they want this, and then they want a man to make a certain insane amount of money. They want a man to look a certain caliber, right? The women have that too, by the way. But for men, it's mostly just like the physical component, and for women, it's like both, which is like a huge issue, right? And they want that for themselves, but they are not the type of woman that would ever get the chance to receive this. And it's like, it's delusion. It's also delusion. Let's not deny it. It's also delusion. Women worse than men, like I said. And yep, that is the huge difference. Both things need to be worked on. The difference is that I see women not working on it. That's the thing, sadly, on getting rid of this delusion. Moving on.
This hookup culture, I don't like any of it, but I feel.
Why do you participate? Yeah, if you say you don't like it, then don't participate in hookup culture. Nobody's holding a gun to your head and saying you must sleep with men. You do know that, right? You do know that, right? It's not that difficult to not sleep with people. Shocking, I know. It's not that difficult.
Like, I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can.
That's delusion. That's delusion. Men that say they have like a chance in their 30s or 40s, you are delusional. At most, the average age difference at most is 5 years. The average age difference is 5 years. So if you're like 35, chances are you get with a woman that's between 35 and 30. You're 40. Chances are you will get with a woman that's in between 40, 40 and 35. That's the average. That's the number that we have. The average age gap is 5 years at max. So that's an issue. Men want to say like they have a lot of time, but you don't. In fact, when we look at that, even at fertility, right? The older even men get, the more likely it is for also birth defects, right? We put birth defects and all this stuff. A lot of women, or like even miscarriages on women, but that's not necessarily the case. Poor baby batter, man pickle juice quality can result in that as well. For example, if you smoke marijuana, you are more likely to make a baby that's either going to end up in a miscarriage or disabled in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, not a good idea. Not a good idea to wait too long. Optimally, if we're looking at this for society, I think optimally it would be to start families in your 20s. For men and women, that would be the optimal reality. We don't live in such a reality, sadly. But that would be probably the optimal age range is probably like between like 20, like around mid 20s to late 20s at max. That is like the optimal space to have babies. And then whatever happens, right? But like it's difficult. It's difficult, but yeah. Men and women that think like that the men have time until they're like in their 30s, 40s. Yeah, you're delusional. The data doesn't show that at all, that you have that much time. And surprise, how could it? Especially now with like dropping sperm counts, this matters more than ever. Guys, don't wait until you're like in their 30s, 40s. Well, sometimes you didn't have a chance, any other choice. But like, guys, let's not be delusional. We're not gonna be like the hot, muscular mid-30s guy. Most of us won't. Most of us won't, right? We should not be that delusional. Most of us won't. So I think we should have the family process start in our 20s, possibly early to mid 20s. Even if you're not having children, at least find your person. Because let's be honest. The people that you would want to date, the people that are not weirdos, the people that you can form stable relationships, the people that you kind of build a future with, right? Those will find their person in their 20s, not their 30s. In their 20s. That is just the reality. That's why a lot of these women, right? Not her yet, but like she will have probably very likely in their 30s sit there and like, where have all the good men gone? Well, we know where they have gone. They are married. They married young or decently young. They found their woman. Where are all the good women? Well, they found their man. Their men. Surprise. Shocking. I know. But like, there's like, oh, you have so much time. It's just a lie. No, you don't. Because, like, consider this, right? Everyone goes into relationships, right? And then, like, the people in their 30s and 40s, they're like, they have a lot of trauma. They have, people want to say it's experience, but is it really? It's mostly just, like, trauma from previous relationships, right? All these, like, things, these, like, negative experiences that they experience in other relationships, they will eventually, you have to fix those. You have to deal with those. When you're young and you had nobody, she had nobody, bliss. It is bliss. because you are both inexperienced. You're both doing things for the first time. Uh, um, right? It's a lot more meaningful. It is how do I say this? There's just no issues involved with experiences from previous partners. Anyways, back to the video. I've been yapping insane, but like this topic is important because we are facing a crisis. And I don't think that we just want to constantly replenish our Western countries with third world immigrants constantly or rely too much on immigration. But that's just me.
Just go get with a girl that's in her fucking 20s and live a normal life. Girls don't have.
That doesn't happen. That's the thing. There's probably like a small substat of men that can pull this off, but like most don't. She hears this stuff online and now she believes it, but like, I mean, even men hear it, but like, no, that's not how it works. That's never how it worked. Right? Because most of like, and even then, right, I see these like age gap relationships and I see the problems. I see the problems because a lot of those are based on, even more so based on, what you as a man provide, and once that's gone, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, I know quite a few relationships that are super transactional because the dude is old and the chick is young. That's not something you want. Optimally, like I said, probably in your 20s, find your person and run, grab her by her hand, grab him by his hand, and run. I know I have a few women watching me, right? Run like your life depends on it. Run.
That luxury. I'm now sitting here at 25 having to figure out how the fuck to get back in these fucking streets so I can figure out, so 10 years down the line I'm not sitting there single still with my daughter being an only child. Like, I want to have a family, I want to have kids, I want to be.
Yeah. See, I get I think I get the issue. I don't really think that this lady, I get it, right? I understand where she's coming from, right? It's like, so, like not to be delusional. It's also messed up for women because I'll be real. Anybody getting that much attention can't, like, it's too much. It's too. I think men and women are both not built to be able to handle this much attention. Right? There's another thing that needs to be said. That needs to be fixed. We men need to stop to give women too much attention. Right? And I mean, like, of course, you should be nice. You should be, you should be, like, with any other person, right? You should be normal. But, like, I mean, like, stop simping. Stop simping. That would be the first thing to do. Right? Because, like, we can cry about how women have all created all these circumstances and shit. Well, it takes two to tango. We men are not innocent in this situation, in the way the dating market is. Because, like, look, woman signs up to Tinder. Few hours later, 200 likes. What are we doing? What are we doing? I've seen like an experiment where a chick got like 6,000 likes. You are not competing. That's why stop being on dating apps. They don't work.
Happy.
Is that bad?
Like, I want all of these things.
Right?
But people don't want that nowadays, it feels.
I mean, she's right. If you are a single mother, you have just initiated hard mode.
Yeah. 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 So she's a 25-year-old single mother. There's nothing she can do to fix this. No man wants this. Well, not no man, but it's going to be really difficult. The only thing you could hope for is if you find a single dad. But it is quite unlikely because there are a lot less single dads. And I don't think a single dad would either want to deal with that. The only thing you could do realistically is wait until the kid is an appropriate age and then try again. But even that, I think it's just over. That's the problem. I think it's just over. I'm gonna say this. She probably, if he didn't die, or if he didn't like, if he was a genuine piece of shit, which I think that every man that leaves his like his child is a piece of shit. But I don't know the relationship, so I wouldn't know, right? Just like I think any woman that leaves her child alone is a piece of shit, right? I don't differentiate that much. I think see, if he didn't die or anything else happened, then I get right. If he didn't die, then that's a problem, right? Because like, of course, there are women that are single mothers because the husband died, and I don't think that these deserve the same shame as some that pick a dude where it was very obvious that this man was irresponsible, right? Because like I can see irresponsible partners from a mile away. I don't even care about gender here, right? I can see that. I can see that. I can tell who's the irresponsible sometimes. Often enough, if I get a little bit of information. And like the amount of people that get into relationships with partners or with people that are irresponsible, right? That don't do anything. Because I do know a few men that have wives and fiancés and girlfriends that are irresponsible. Everything they need to do everything. Everything that they need, like everything is on them. The woman does nothing. Nothing in the home. She doesn't cook. She doesn't clean, right? Nothing, right? Everything the man has to do and more. Pay the bills as well. I've seen this, right? It's like, yeah. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Stop having children with irresponsible people. Thank you. That would solve a lot of issues already.
And I know, you know, maybe your husband got hit by a bus. It's just a horrible thing. But the reality is that a lot of people have kids with people that they shouldn't have had kids with. And listen, a lot of guys don't want to play another guy's saved file.
Just to make sure she wasn't speaking metaphorically about being a single mother in her future. I went to check and nope, she is 100% serious.
Why?
Kids are kids. So it's two. So it's more. Kids. I read kids. Yeah, no what? See, again, if your husband, if your boyfriend, husband, whatever, died, different situation. But if he was irresponsible, chances are he was irresponsible before you had children. At least they're white babies. Huh.
Why did you break up with this person after having a kid with them? Are you a big problem? What if the kid's dad is like, you know, a problem? You now are going to have an infinitely harder time finding anybody that doesn't just want to hook up with you for a night. The moment that like a girl has a kid, nope.
It's like, it's disgusting. Like, my friends helped me make a Hinge and a Tinder,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Why are you on Hinge and Tinder? That's like the thing. Why are you on Hinge and Tinder? Why is anybody who wants a relationship on Hinge and Tinder? If men didn't use these platforms, guys, if we didn't use these platforms, they would be bankrupt. Did you know that? Did you know that? I think we should just collectively dip out of these apps, right? And force dating and mating back into reality, because that's just easier. You know why? You can sort out people IRL. Because everything online is just fake now, right? You can just sort them out IRL.
I hated it. I hate it. I ended up deleting my Hinge, and I'm getting ready to delete the Tinder because it's just like I don't want to talk to anybody on there. Like, I don't want to do any of this. Like I'm just sitting there like a magazine going through like clothing. That's what it feels like, and it's like I don't want that, and I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that at all.
Then just go to church or something. Here's what you have to do. I'm going to give her some advice. Go to the nearest card shop. Go to Games Workshop, the local Warhammer 40K tournament. experiment. Look up online which army seems interesting to you. You're going to go there and you're going to find a software engineer with a 6-figure salary, pretend to listen to how interesting it is about how the different Primarchs and their relationship with the God Emperor, and then you get married. Yeah, make him food. Make sandwiches for him. True, exactly. But she doesn't like those guys? Well, that's too bad.
Yep, it is indeed that simple. The solution is quite easy. That's the solution. But that's not fun either because well, essentially just using someone, which is also not fun. I mean, relationships are to a degree transactional, right? They always will be, right? But like, you should build something beyond that. Regardless, the thing is that as a single mother, you won't get that far. And she didn't seem like a bad person. I think she just made some dumb decisions. Well, unless the her man died, then of course, right? That's tragic. But we don't know. But yeah, this is very interesting. This is very interesting. I think we should just move the dating question back into public again. Collectively, right? I think that we as men have a lot more control over what's going on than we think. I think we can push this back. The question is how. And I think the easy answer is we'd have to get everyone on board to drop these shitty apps. It's these shitty apps. I tell you guys, it is these shitty apps. I've been there for quite some time. Right? Now I don't use them anymore. I don't need them anymore. But still, I've been in there. And I can tell you, it's not fun. I think just no. We can do better. We can do better. That's all I think. That's really all I think. Wow, this took way longer than I thought. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. And, yeah. Bye-bye.